So today's session is about avoiding the self-deception. So self-deceptions, we deceive ourselves all day long. We deceive ourselves all day long in our personal life and in our work life and in trading. So I will show you some ways of how we deceive ourselves and hurting ourselves, no one else, but hurting ourselves in trading. And that's the result. Because of self-deception, we get a mediocre result in trading. So I'll show you some example. I will explain to you the way we think and the cost of our thinking, and maybe we can do something about avoiding self-deception. So this self-deception is a big topic. It's a big topic. So I'll explain to you a little bit. I'm not an expert. I'm just giving you uh, like aha moment, and you can maybe do some research and say, yes, I need to do improve in this area. So unveiling the art of avoiding self-deceptions in trading. So once again, this slide I often show that we live in the comfort zone, 9 to 5. So I live in I was in a comfort zone. Two 2 hours ago, I was with my mentor. I drove one way, 1.5 hour, had a coffee with him for like 2 hours, and then I drove back 2 hours. I can call him, I can talk to him on the phone and talk to him, get some advice, and that's it. But the 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 experience you get face to face by sitting in front of someone who is giving you some advice is priceless. So it's not, hey, can you please guide me? It's okay, you can call emergency, but if the other person is willing to come and talk to you, then drive. 4 hours is nothing. So during those 4 hours of driving, I did listen to one or two songs in the middle. So I live in California, the traffic is jam-packed. But during those 4 hours, guess what I did? I listened to books. So I did not waste time driving. So I don't consider driving as a waste of time. I embrace driving because I know I have to drive, so I embrace. And I listen to the books or something. I'm not wasting my time. One or two songs in between, to refresh, and then 2 hours of meeting, and then come back. So I just came back 1 hour ago, and I told my children that, children, you need to go to your room. I'm sitting upstairs, they are downstairs. But my son keep coming here. He's 5, despite my reminders that please don't come to my office. So I'm teaching. So I'm teaching you and getting out of comfort zone, because if I teach you something, I have to practice also. And not only after I finish teaching, what I'll do is this: I will print my presentation. Although I'm the one who presented it, prepared it after reading a lot of books, I will give you the references of the books I read and a lot of things, and that's how I will print it. And I will go sit on the couch and see if I can improve somewhere here or there, maybe create more slides, maybe create more. So who is the one who is learning? I am the one who is most learning. So I have self-interest in teaching you. So think about it. I have self-interest in teaching you, and you have self-interest in learning. So you came out of your comfort zone, whatever you're doing, to learn something. So going to the edge, that's where the breakthrough is. So this is where the breakthrough is. So maybe I give you some aha moment, and then you say, yeah, that makes sense. Now I go and need to do something. So comfort zone. Here's some examples of self-deception. These are real life confessions. So real life confessions to the police officer. Self-deception. About 3, 4 months ago, I was with my kids, and we were driving a scenic road, and there was nobody on that scenic road. Like there was nobody. It was a scenic mountain, and I was driving over the speed, and suddenly the police officer came from the other side, and his lights on, and then I knew I'm done. I pulled over. By the time he came, I had my registration, my insurance, and my driver license ready. I rolled down the window. I knew which he's coming on this side. Before he asked, I gave him, and he asked, "Do you know you were speeding?" I said, "Sometime I get carried away. I'm not the person who speed, but I know I got carried away. There's nobody on the road, the beauty, the cloud, and everything." And so he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I am going." I gave my city name. I said, am I on the wrong?" He said, "You tell me. Do you have a GPS?" I said, "I have a GPS, but I don't know. Maybe I'm going this way." He said, "Well, there is a I-5 south, 5 miles from here. Next time, don't speed. Good luck." So I I drove off, and my son is asking, "Hey, Daddy, why he didn't give you the ticket? Can you ask him why he's not giving you the ticket?" I said, "No, I'm not going to ask." So, so the officer, I guess he heard what I was saying as the truth. But here are some of the deceptions people give to themselves and telling the story to the police officer. "I collided with a stationary truck coming the other way. A pedestrian hit me and went under my car. Or an invisible car came out of nowhere, struck my car and vanished." So these are the self-deceptions. These are real life confession to the police officers or maybe to the judge. And if you take these and see if we are also committing the same kind of self-deception in trading. So I'll explain to you the process of self-deception in trading. So I showed you the comfort zone and the edge. This code, I'm sure you know that, and you have read it somewhere 1,000 times, and I'm repeating it here. So you take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. So Morpheus is in the Matrix telling to Neo. So this is what it is. We need to take the red pill, but 95 or 90% of the traders, they are taking the blue pill. They're not taking the red pill. Now, I read one book um, from a world-class poker champion. So world-class poker champion named Annie. So Annie learned poker from her brother. She lived in a small town, and somehow she learned the poker from her brother, and she became world champion. Now she is world-class consultant. So she's turned from poker uh, player to a champion. So in the book, she's writing the way the poker players um, go on and take the bet based on their beliefs, and the same process applies in trading. So this is the way it works. We have certain belief. So we have certain beliefs, and belief could be environmental belief, the capability belief, the value belief, the identity belief, the spiritual belief. So deep down, the bottom level is the spiritual belief. Then, you know, who do you believe? Who you believe the God? What's your religion, etc. So that is your belief, a spiritual belief. On the top is the environmental belief, the political system, etc. Identity belief, who you are, where you grew up, what do you think who you are, come from your parents, the family members, etc. So all the beliefs. So imagine me growing up in 3 different countries, 4 different countries. So my parents, the background, etc. So I have formed a certain sets of belief, and the more mature, the more you grow, the more firm those beliefs are. So very hard to change the belief, very hard. So some are useful beliefs, and a lot of them are just garbage, non-useful belief. So a lot of them are garbage belief, non-useful beliefs. A lot of them are useful beliefs. So based on all the beliefs we have, including the belief about the market, including the belief about the wealth, including the belief about your capability and thinking, we when we come to the market, we based on the belief, we put on a bet. So we open, let's say we open a trade. So we are opening a trade based on our belief that this stock is going up. If you have a belief that Tesla is going up, no person can change your belief. If you have a belief that Tesla is going to the moon and someone else is coming and telling you or sending you email, found a secret to make money on Tesla. So the person knows, majority of the traders, they have this belief about the Tesla, and then the person is just playing with your belief and make you bet. So you get excited, you put on a big bet based on what your belief is, and then what other you encounter someone else's belief. So 2 plus 2, you put on a bet, or you just simply have your belief. So you put on a bet. Now this bet, this is very important, the size of the bet. And so when you put the bet, there's a certain set of outcomes. It could be A, B, C, D. So one outcome then leads to another outcome, then another one. Another one it's very complex. So one bet and then sets of outcomes. So think about this: your belief, your mental state, your mental strategies, your size of portfolio, your risk profile, all of them come from your belief, and then you take on a bet, and then the bet, there is certain outcome. It could be then based on that outcome, who knows, just like a tree. So in front of my house there's a tree which is leaning like what is it, Tower of Pisa is leaning. So nobody took care of that tree when it was growing. They just, the city, I believe it's the city who planted it. So city planted the tree, but the owner of the house did not take care of the tree. The city just planted it, and they didn't bother, and the owner did not bother. So the tree is tilted. So, and a lot of most of the trees, like almost all of them, they are growing tall and big, and the branches are. So somebody took the time to take care of the tree, and the tree grew perfectly. But there is one tree which is leaning. So just like the tree, the multiple branches here, there, you cut here, um, and the tree grow this way, then you cut. I'm not arborist, but you know the concept. So same way, one bet leads to another, different future A, B, C, D. So your bet size or your belief created a lot of future options. So think about it, different options: future A, future B, C, D, E. So your future, our future, who I am right now, who you are, is based on the cumulative result of all the bets we took in our life, including trading. So all the bets we took, and the sum result is who we are right now at this moment. Like right now I'm talking to you, is based on all the the bets I took in life. So our life is a series of bad bets. Could be. So think about the bad bets we take. Just so, and then relate this to trading also. So think about this series of bad bets. Bad bets. Staying up late, so we stay up late. Drink heavy dinner. Alcohol in the evening or whenever is, you know, anytime. This is bad. So when I go for a physical checkup, and my doctor says, "Oh, your lungs are so clean and this and this. What did you do?" Oh, nothing. I didn't drink alcohol. Maybe that's, and I didn't smoke. Maybe that's the reason my lungs are clean. So drinking alcohol, waking up late. So staying up late, having a heavy dinner, drinking alcohol, and then waking up late. So what do you think? The result of on this, on our trading or anything we do? Sleeping through the alarm. I don't have alarm. I have stopped using the alarm, except recently. Recently, I enrolled in a class, and I did not know. After I enrolled in the class and I got the schedule, and it says your class will start at 4 a.m. Pacific. So I said, 4 a.m. Pacific? Yes, 4 a.m. Pacific. Because the person is somewhere in the Far East, and then he's teaching from there, and based on he's teaching everywhere in the world, and it so happened that I am in San Diego and my time is 4 a.m. time. So I woke up at 3:15. I had to set the alarm. So only that time I had to set the alarm. Otherwise, no. I sleep early because I know if I sleep late, if I have a heavy dinner, pizza or curry or biryani, forget about alcohol, I don't, then I will wake up late and I will perform very poorly in not only, so I will perform very poorly in my trading. And trading requires sharp mind because a lot of things are being thrown at you simultaneously. Very sharp mind. So I will have a poor result. And not only that, my whole day. So if I take that, if I don't take care in the evening, I don't, I go sleep early. I don't avoid the heavy dinner. I avoid alcohol. So everything will line up in the morning and I will get to enjoy the trading result. And if I'm working, I'm going to work late. Maybe I'm getting involved in the road rage, and one thing leads to another. The outcome will be something else because I took some bet, and my outcome will be something else. So based on my belief, I'm drinking, I'm going to sleep late, I'm watching Netflix. So just we need to remind ourselves what will happen in the morning. Remember, Noshi, what you will, how you will feel in the morning if you do all that. So remind yourself that if you do all that, you will get the mediocre result in trading. There is no high performance. So think about that. Now, there is something this quote I'm showing you from the psychologist called Fritz Heider. People study their outcome like scientists, but as naive scientists. So same goes with traders. They're looking at their trading results, that why did I do poorly, etc. They're just looking at something external about took the wrong trade, or that trade was not good, or I got deceived, or I got impulsive. But it's all happening because of a lot of other reasons. So so think about that. People study their outcome like scientists, but as naive scientists. Now, on the other hand, outcomes are feedback. So experience is not what happens to a man; it is what a man does with what happens to him. So go deep down and try to analyze why this trade went wrong. So why I took that trade. There could be something else. So one time I woke up late. I'll give you example, and it has happened many times. I'll give you one example. One time I woke up late during my early days, and imagine this: woke up late, no shower, no meditation, didn't even wash my face. Open my laptop open my laptop, and I'm forcing myself to trade. And I saw a Starbucks moving, and I took that trade because I believe that a Starbucks will go up, and I took the trade. That at that time I was using interactive brokers, and then I saw the Starbucks pulling back, but my position was making money. So I said, "What? Starbucks is pulling back, and I'm green." So when I analyze the trade, I look at the reason why it's happening. I noticed that I bought puts. So I bought puts. So luckily, I made some money in that trade, and then I switched to the call. So that was a big mistake. So I did not have to do the trading with my eyes shut. So experience versus expert. Now another thing, outcome as a learning experience. So think about it. Are you getting experience from each trade? Or are you trying to become expert? So if we are not learning and just trying to become expert, it's not going to produce the results. So another concept is the learning loop. So learning loop, our incorrect learning loop. So I'll explain this, how we go into the incorrect loop. So we have certain beliefs. So there's another class I have on the belief, which I learned. This topic is very big. There's something called belief paradigm, where you go through, evaluate all your beliefs one by one. So first you need to write down all your beliefs on a Excel worksheet or on a Word document. And then you need to evaluate your belief, whether this belief is useful or this belief is non-useful. If it's useful, then how can I take advantage of it? Why it's useful? Who gave me that belief? Where did I get this belief from? If it's non-useful, then we need to ask, okay, is this, so the result is this is non-useful belief, this is garbage. So can I get rid of this belief? If you get rid of this belief, and you know you can erasing that belief permanently, erasing that non-useful belief. If you can erase that non-useful belief without any issue, then maybe you can replace with something useful belief. So I'll give you example. If you have a belief that I can only I will only trade the downtrending market. So think about it. If you only trade downtrending market, maybe you're missing out the uptrending market. Maybe you're missing out the sideway market. So the useful belief could be that I can trade all all types of markets. But you are having a hard time in adopting this belief. So maybe something is wrong. Um, some emotions coming in. Maybe you lost money in the uptrending market, and you lost money in the sideway markets, and you think the downtrending market is the only market. So and why you cannot replace that belief? Because you're getting the previous emotions. So emotions are coming back. So first you need to get rid of the emotion, then you will get rid of that negative belief that I can only trade downtrending market. So think about this. This is a big topic. So you have certain beliefs, and then based on those beliefs, you adopt a certain, you take on certain bets, and then the result come out. So now when the result come out, the result could be positive or the result could be negative, meaning the trade could be the win trade or the trade could be a loss trade. So what we do here, we go wrong. I will explain to you, fielding the outcomes incorrectly. So there are biases. We bring biases. So this is another big topic about the biases, the cognitive biases. There are a lot of type of biases. So I'm learning about it. I learn a lot and I'm still learning. So this is something I want to learn as much as possible about our biases. So I have another class on the biases and I will teach you. So biases, based on the biases, we feel that outcome incorrectly, whether it's a loser trade or a win trade. So I'll explain to you in other slides. And then we go on and repeat the bet. So we go and put on the another bet and then based on certain beliefs. So we put another bet, then comes the outcome. The outcome is a win or loss, and then we feel that outcome, and then we go on repeating the bets. We take another trade or simultaneously 5 trade, 10 trade. So it's a constant loop. So it's a loop. We have certain beliefs, we put on the bet, outcome comes, we feel that outcome incorrectly, and then we go on repeating the bets. So these are the steps we take. Now I had another slide, I think it's coming. I'll show you that loop. So fielding our outcome incorrectly. So again, when we win, we assign that outcome to our skill. That look at me, I'm champion. Uh, I can't go wrong. I'm the expert. So we assign that positive result. You will hear people how they brag about, in everyday life also. I told you, I told you. So that's the sentence. I told you. So skill, they assign that positive outcome to their skill bucket. So there are two kinds of buckets: skill bucket and luck bucket. So the skill bucket, this they say this was they think they are in control. So the market is in control. They are in control of their skill and the trading, etc. So they are in control, and when the outcome comes positive, they assign that outcome to the skill bucket. When the trade is a loser trade, they assign it to the luck bucket. So that's what we do. We assign it to the luck bucket, and we say this is outside of our control. So some factor outside of our control, we assign it to that bucket. So we blame others and all that kind of thing. We do that. We blame and we whine and we throw them out. We maybe I have seen people on the YouTube. They even break their monitor, etc. So what they are doing? So don't do that. So skill bucket, luck bucket, in your control, out of control. So fielding your outcomes incorrectly. So think about that. Fielding our outcomes incorrectly. So correct learning loop. Uh, so correct learning loop. So this is the slide I need to. Yeah, correct learning loop is fielding the outcomes correctly. So same. Just you replacing this step. So you see that fielding outcomes incorrectly, fielding the outcomes correctly. So beliefs, sets of belief. So here you need to do some so each step, let me explain our beliefs. So this is a big exercise. You need to do the exercise on, and I also, when I say you, it means me. I'm just I have a habit saying you. So we need to evaluate our beliefs. First of all, are we using the proper beliefs? Do we have a proper belief? Do we have a proper mental state? Do we have a proper mental strategy? Then, do we have a process of taking the bets? People, uh, most of the people are gunslinger. They take on a big bet, and that's why when they see the trade losing, they cannot get out of that losing trade, because it's not the trade, it's the bet we take. It's not the trade which has a problem, it's the bet that has a problem. So if we fix our beliefs, so this is a big area. If you fix your mental state, your mental strategy, then you need to fix your bet size. So it's not uh, most of the time there's of course not all trades are win trades. So not all trades are win trades. It's the size of the bet which is wrong, which we can fix it if we remind ourselves that we are not greedy and there's a lot of chances to make money. This is not the only trade, and we take we put on some Excel worksheet. We create an Excel worksheet. If we don't know, if we don't have the skill of Excel worksheet, maybe we can hire someone, our friend, etc., or just a notepad. Your 9-year-old daughter can do the calculation for you. What is your bet size? So take the portfolio size, take your risk profile, 1%, 2% you're willing to risk on that trade. Based on that, then you know the size where you will be. uh, if the trade goes wrong, what will be your exit point? Based on that, you will come with the bet size. So putting on that bet, and then the outcome comes. Then you leave everything, you accept your consequences. So when we have a certain strong belief and we put the proper bet, then we are waiting for we accepted the consequence. Then no matter what, this is what will happen. So if we follow our rule, this is what will happen. We accepted our consequences. So if the officer had given the ticket, I, I was going over the speed. So maybe I accepted my consequence that I will get the ticket to enjoy. Like like enjoyment is like 30 seconds of speeding and listening to the music. I have noticed this. So I take on the bet. I give you example. I take on the bet on a. So this is a study done that people speed generally when they are in a scenic road. They are in a good mood, or they play a song which is their like upbeat, whatever it is to make do. It gives them certain kind of a dopamine or whatever is called to the brain, and then they just they go. People go in that mode where they are literally dreaming. So they are not slept, they're not awake, they are dreaming at that time. So, dream. So and then you take the bet, a higher bet, a risky bet. So that's what happened in the scenic road. Generally, I get the ticket or I get stopped, not in where I live or in the California, outside of California, or if outside of my city, my range, when I'm cruising. So I take a bigger bet and I lose. I get caught speeding. So, and then the outcome comes, the outcome is ticket, insurance going up. And then I go and do the same, I repeat the bet. And then I feel the outcome incorrectly. Maybe I feel the outcome incorrectly. And I say, um, they could have put the sign, instead of having a police officer there, they could have put the sign that don't speed, risky, or whatever. So think about this. So there is a book by Dan Ariely. It's called Predictably Irrational. So in that book, so he has explained a lot of things. We take credit for good stuff and we blame others for the bad stuff. So we take credit for our good traits and we blame other for the bad trait. And then we repeat that process. We don't fix the problem. We take credit for good stuff. We blame others for the bad stuff. So blaming others, so this is another study done. 75% of car drivers blame others for their accidents. 37% of single vehicle accident drivers find a way to pin the blame on someone else. 37%. So think about it. In the same way, we are pinning the blame of our trading result on someone else, not on ourselves. So 37% of single vehicle accident drivers find a way to pin the blame on someone else, just like the drivers are pinning the blame on someone else. We are pinning the blame of our trading on someone else. So here's a quote. I was proceeding down the road. The trees on the right were passing me in orderly fashion at 60 miles per hour. Suddenly, one of them stepped out in my path. Boom. So think about this. Um, this is this somehow I quoted this. Somehow this thing is related to John von Neumann, mathematician pioneer. So I'm sure you know about him. So I put put that his name there. Now, another thing, missing the learning opportunities. So if we feel the outcome on someone else, not on ourselves, then we miss out the learning opportunities. So we're missing out the learning opportunities because we are pinning the blame on others. We are fielding the outcomes uh, incorrectly. So and how we do that? Good outcomes, 100% of our skill. Bad outcomes is 100% of our luck. So skill versus luck, we assign it. So when we blame on luck, we create the missed opportunities to improve ourselves. So every time we lose, that's the learning opportunity. We need to do the debriefing. We need to have a mistake journal. I'll explain to you about the mistake journal. We need to have a debriefing. So during the trading hours, I have you can say a journal called debriefing, and I write down notes quickly about the trade, what's what I saw in that trade. So I do that, and any mistake I did. So the debriefing, I go and write the mistake I did so that I can learn. So this is the mistake I did, or what was the market telling me, and what I was doing. Maybe I was not paying attention. I picked up the phone or did something which I was not supposed to. So have a debriefing document where you just write down little notes about the day as the day is progressing, especially 10 minutes, 15 minutes before the market close. If you're a full-time trader, if you have time, open the debriefing document and take some notes, write it down. And that debriefing document at the end of the day will serve as an input to your bigger document, which you will do the step is called the periodic review. And the periodic review is done during the period like we are going through right now, the holiday week, the winter break, Christmas season, Thanksgiving. Maybe during the summertime you are taking a vacation somewhere, and you say out of this vacation, okay, 1 day, 2 day, 1 day, full day, you tell your family, okay, you go out. Here's the credit card, here's the car key. You guys go out. I stay in the room and I do the periodic review. So you take that debriefing document, which you compile over the year. There are 252 days. So you take that document and then you do the periodic review to improve your trading. So your good outcomes, 100% of the skill, bad outcome, 100% of the luck. So when we don't do this, we improve. So just like one of the students, he says, the teacher does not like me. Everybody did poorly. The teacher put material on the test we didn't cover in class. You can ask anyone. So this is a kid um, telling his parents. So fielding our outcomes correctly. So we need to ask these questions when we are trying to learn, um, when trying to improve our trade, trying to improve our trading. So ask this question: why did something happen the way it did? So why this loss occurred? So go deep down, ask why this loss occurred. It could be simple as you fail to pay attention to the 7 o'clock news. You put on the trade at 6:59 a.m. and at 7 o'clock the news came out, or you fail to check the earnings. You fail to do something. You reach a fork and you made the wrong decision. So whatever was it, go deep down into that reason and write it down. So when we write it down, the real reason for that trade, and remind ourselves not to repeat that, our trading will improve our automatically. So the trading improvement is about eliminating the mistakes. Once we eliminate all the mistakes, so think about it, operating at a 95 to 98% efficiency level. So what is 95, 98% efficiency? Meaning out of 100 trades you took, You didn't make mistake in 95% of the trade. And the mistake, so what is the definition of mistake? Mistake is not that you read the chart incorrectly. That's not the mistake. That's your skill, technical skill. So you just fail to yeah, so if you're not reading the chart correctly, then you have to improve your trading skills. If you are taking suffering the big loss size on the on a specific trade, then maybe you need to decrease your bet size. So if you decrease your bet size, you will eliminate the big loss. You will miss big winners, but your equity curve is a smooth curve. So think about it: big bet size, not understanding the market, not paying attention to the small details of the trade. All that we do, we improve our trade. So that is the elimination process of the mistake. So eliminating the mistake from our trading. So when we start to eliminate the mistakes, these mistakes, our trading improves. Not about the skill. Of course, a skill plays roles. You have to improve your skills, trading skills. But that's this what I'm telling you. But the mistake is something other than mistakes. Then another exercise we need to do is we need to evaluate our beliefs. So a lot of beliefs. Um, so there is a checklist I showed you in my previous um, class, and there like you can spend your life in evaluating your belief. I have 150 pages, 150 slides on just this topic, belief. So I'm compiling it. I will teach you. It's like 150 slides means I have to teach you for 3 4 days. So evaluate all your beliefs. So a belief, let's say, give you the example. You say, okay, I trade fixed number of shares, or I trade fixed number of contracts. So people have this belief, they just trade fixed number of shares, they just trade fixed number of contracts, like 10. And so you ask yourself, who gave me this fixed number of contracts, 10? It probably came from your broker. When the broker's programmer, they were creating this platform, they have to they set up this they just happen. What do they know about you? What do they know about the risk? They just put the default 10 contracts, 1,000 shares. So doesn't matter if you trade Amazon, 1,000 shares. If you trade a $5 stock, 1,000 shares. So think about it. No, how much um, wrong you're doing when you have this belief that I only trade fixed number of shares, 1,000 shares or 10 contracts or 50 contracts. So ask yourself and fix that belief. And so if you have this belief and you realize that this is a garbage belief, this is a non-useful belief, so fix it. Either completely erase it, so or replace it. So erase it or replace it. Experts say just erase it, just non-useful. And if you cannot erase it, then try to replace it. So replace it with, I trade variable number of contracts, I trade variable number of shares. And why? Because every trade is different. The price of the stock is different. The volatility is different. The market conditions is different. There are other things going on in your portfolio. Maybe you have a lot of open position. Maybe you are expecting some outcome, some major event coming up, FOMC. So you don't want to go all in. Maybe you have this belief that when you open a trade, so when we open a trade, that's the time we are committing, we are making the decision. So that's where we are bound to make the most mistake. The biggest mistake come when, because we are taking the trade based on a decision that this stock is going up. That's the moment you may be making a mistake, a major mistake. So think about this, you may be making a major mistake at that time. So if we know that we can commit a major mistake at the time when we push that button, that, aha, this is the stock I need to buy. So why not reduce your risk at that time? And then when the trade gets going, you have all the time in the world to add more to the position. And If it so happen you took the trade and next day it gaps up or gap down, depending on your the direction, it's good, it's okay. But think about it, how many stocks they just go straight to your target right away. You take the trade and then boom, it goes next day and hit the target, and then you say, look at me. So it doesn't happen. It tells you, the stock tells you that this is the right trade. Then you scale in. So instead of creating your strategy for scaling in, and believing in the scaling in belief that I compile my profit on my scaling. I make a lot of money when I scale in. um, so I start little and then I pile up on my biggest trade. So that's my belief. I go my and I adopt the belief that I go all in, fixed number of shares. So think about that. Can you replace it? Maybe you can. Do we need to reevaluate the process of evaluating outcomes? So maybe when the trade comes as a winner or loser, maybe you need to go through evaluation. So it's very important for the process. I'm very process oriented person. So in everything, in the whole in my life, in my business, in my trading, I believe in process. So maybe you read some books on processes. So they teach you in MBA, but it doesn't mean you cannot learn. They teach you what they teach you in school. You can buy some books on processes and 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 learn the process to improve the process. So maybe you don't have a proper process of evaluating the outcome. Maybe you need to evaluate the process of determining your bet size. So there there are um, dozens and dozens of uh, the criteria for your bet size. So it's all this is a very complicated field mathematically. You can you can go very complicated in evaluating your bet size at any given moment. But the simplest is have a portfolio size, which you know on week by week basis. Determine your risk profile, 1% or 2%, how much you are willing to lose. Based on that, then you know, and then the last step is where if this trade will be a loser, then what it will tell you and how much you expect to lose. uh, 50%, 60%, what is your loss size? And then it will tell you the bet. So maybe you need to evaluate the process of bet size. So do we need to, and then the last step is, do we need to evaluate ourselves? So this step, the evaluating ourselves, this is a constant process because we are changing. So things are changing, we are changing, the market is changing, the stocks behavior changing, the stock sizes are changing, the volatility is changing. You see some stock, they are like $400 and then they become $10. So maybe you don't need to trade a stock which is now $10. Or maybe the stock which you used to trade, it was 100, $200, and now it become a beast. It's like $1,500. So you don't need to trade that stock which is $1,500. You used to trade Costco or Lululemon, etc. But now they become a beast. So you wait. That's why they split the stock so that you can come and trade, so that you bring more money into it. It gives you the false sense that you have improved your asset. There's nothing happened. You they announced the split from 5 to 5 1 or 1 to 5, and the stock is 500. You were holding one share, now you hold 5 shares, and the price of the stock from 500 to is 100. So your value did not change. So the market is changing, you are changing, you are not the same with who you were 1 year ago. So something is happening in your life. So think about it, and then you can feel the outcomes correctly. So this is another thing I learned, and I'm learning self-serving bias. So deeply embedded in us. So we need to feel right. We need to feel right. So we have certain needs. Need is we need to feel right, and we need to be right. That's the way we are. I want to win all the arguments, and I want to win um, all the trades. So so adopt a robust thinking pattern, understand and create solid practical strategies, improve your ability to learn. So this is another area. Improve your ability to learn. So how you learn, to think, sit down and think about it, how you learn. So what motivates you, what makes you um, you know to learn something, and what makes you not to learn something. So pay attention to your process of learning, and what you learn faster, which way. Some are visual, some are auditory, some like to take notes. I like to take notes with my pen and notepad. So I'm that kind of person. I'm still old school. I write, I do recursive. I want to some things I need to close my eyes and listen to it. So in order to listen, I need to close my eyes. And I'm a visual person also. So if I'm sitting in the class, so this is the way. If I'm sitting in the class, I'm usually sitting at the back. I'm not sitting in the front. First of all, I sit in the back so I can see all my class fellows. So I'm just giving you the class. And then if I realize the person is whoever is teaching, he's teaching something, I have to put my head down, close my eyes, and then I can listen to what. So every word coming out, I need to pay attention and goes in my ear. So ability to improve, learn. So um, think about your ability to learn and how you learn. Study all possible outcomes. So foster open-mindedness, evaluate all possible causes of outcomes. So causes of outcomes. So this area is very complicated. Cause and effect. So I have a few slides on this. I have taught, and I'll teach you again the causes and effects. So this is another certain things happening due to multiple causes, not just one. So certain things are happening on a multiple cause, have a multiple causes, not just one. Uh, and we have a tendency of a self narrative, positive self narrative. So have a positive self narrative, taking credit for success. We made the right decision. So this is the way we think. We take credit for success because we say to ourselves, we made the right decision, and we have this need to be right and feel right. So we feel right. We have the need to be right. We need to feel good, and that's what happened in trading also. So think about this. When we see a green on our portfolio, that green is not is giving us some pleasure, some happiness, but it's not until we ring the register. So the moment we ring the register and we see the profit in our portfolio, that's the reason we do that, so we can feel good at that moment. It doesn't matter how the stock is going up, how much it can go up, because we have a tendency to be, and then when we close that winner, we declare the result, because the result is not out till we close that trade and get the money in our account. So when the money comes in our account, two things happen. We feel good, so we have a need to feel good, so we satisfy that need. We have the need to be right, we satisfy that need, that we are right. Look at me, close the trade. Think about this scenario. You have four trades open. Three of them are losers. One is a winner. So combine those three trades which are losers. Let's say the total loss is $1,000, and the winner trade, the total gain is $1,000. So now what we do? So let's say we are closing that loss trade. So $3,000, $1,000 loss. Then we don't want to see the $1,000 gain loss in our portfolio. So what we do, we say, okay, let's close this trade also, winner trade. So we cannot go wrong taking profit. We close that win trade also. So $1,000 from win trade, and one trade, three loss trade equal $1,000. So we balance it out and we feel good about it. We say, okay, we didn't lose. The right, so we had a beast. We may had a beast in our hand, that winner trade. What we didn't do, we did not increase the bet on that winner. We did not take the money from these three loser trade and put the money on the winner trade. We did not adopt the patience. So we didn't do uh, certain things. The thinking process is to compensate for those three loser trade, we need to close that winner trade. So we feel good, we feel right, and we go home. And tomorrow that winner trade goes up further. So we had a winner trade in our hand, and that winner trade came. How did it come? Because we made some decision. We made some right decision. That's why you had some winners, that winner in our hand. So we don't do that, and we feel good, and we go on. So next day, what will happen? Because we don't have any winner trade, or we don't have anything. Let's say we are cash. So tomorrow we'll open our trading platform and we will try to find. We will start from the beginning. We will go and look for something which is what we are looking for, and then we will uh, take some decision. We may take the wrong decision, and then we go through that loop. We make the wrong decision, and we are in a hurry to make money. We may be increasing our bet size, so that's another thing. We may be adopting a wrong belief for that trade, so that's another thing. So we just go on and on and on and on and do the wrong thing again and again. So when something bad happens, the right way is to that our fault. That was our decision. We made the wrong decision, and the wrong decision feels bad, but we have to swallow that that pill. Feeling bad due to others, not our fault. So sometimes uh, s- we 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 just blame others. So it's not our fault, it's someone else's fault. And then another study is done about the responsibility versus success. You can read about it. The more responsible we are for our action, the more successful we are. So it's the same goes in the trading. So think about this: responsibility versus success. This is a big topic. Another thing, psychologically, is I came across this book, Psycho-Cybernetics, by Dr. Maxwell, about 15 years ago. So this book is available on Amazon or on YouTube. You can listen to it. It's about 11 hours on YouTube. So 11 hours of audio, or you can buy the book and read. So he talks about self-image. So he talks about the fielding the decisions, right versus wrong. Human tendency is this: they go to the extreme, either 100% or 0%. There's nothing in between. There's no gray area. They assign the outcome skill versus luck. There's nothing in between. So people have a tendency to go to the extreme level. So so he advocates, and other experts, that stay in the middle maybe. Maybe there's some gray areas you need to conquer. So not just 100% and 0%. So like extreme level, right versus wrong, 100%, 0%. So don't do that. Perfect correlation. We adopt the perfect correlation. We say good outcome is good skill, bad outcome, bad skill. Or is it the quality of our decision? Maybe we need to improve the quality of our decision. So every trade we take, even if the trade is a winner trade, even if the trade is so people, what we do, so traders, they go to the up, so they go up one level up. They say, okay, I learned that I need to evaluate my loser trade, why I lost money in this trade. So I need to go and evaluate. So they go and evaluate their loser trade. So they're doing only 50% of the equation. They're not doing the other 50% of the equation. What was the reason for that win trade? You might want to focus also on that. So there is a study done. So they asked the question to the parent: if your child has, let's say, 5 courses, and in one course your child have an A grade, and one course have, or 3 courses have a B, and one have a C. So where the parent should focus? So the parent should focus on more on the A, and maybe turn the B into A, and find out the reason for the C. Maybe your child is not into drawing. So the other day, my daughter, she brought her transcript, and it says A plus, A plus, A plus, everything A plus, and then there was one A. So she's sitting down and telling me, Daddy, I got A plus, A plus, and this one is A. So she was thinking maybe I will get upset. I said, don't worry about it, daughter. All of them A plus, and this is A. Your daddy need to show you his transcript. There are a lot of C's also, and some B's and some A's, but there are C's here, so don't worry about it. So, so think about that, where you focus, and think about the quality of your decision. When even if it's a winner trade, think about it. What did you see when you took that winner trade? How did you turn that trade into a bigger trade? Maybe you need to write it down so that you can repeat the same process of piling up the profit. And there's something called element of luck. So there is an element of luck. It do exist. It so happen there are a lot of things which are beyond our control, especially in trading. So when the things are beyond our control, you did your best, you did all the things you do, and even then the trade goes against you, gap down or something happen. That's there is a luck involved. So don't worry about it. Uh, People, so this is another one. People have motivation to update self-image. So be more objective, be more open-minded, assess the influence of luck and skill, retrain the way you process the results. So this is a big thing. You need to retrain the way you process the results. So every trade, whether it's a winner or a loser, you have to know deep down why it turned out to be the loser trade and why it turned out to be the winner trade. Some trades, they are winner trade, but you did not make, like, it did not, that was not the trade of the week. So what happened? Why did you miss that trade? It was a big winner. You saw it in front of you, but you let it go. So why? So uh, accurate fielding and accurate truth seeking. So you have to constantly go through the loop. Every trade, every winner trade, every loser trade have a reason for your, it's there, it's in front of us. It's just we ignore it. We just go about trade haphazardly. We don't seek for the truth. Another thing is you can observe a lot by watching. So Yogi Berra. So watching is an established learning method. Maybe the way you operate yourself in when you're trading. So let's say you have an outfit where you come and trade. Maybe you put on the um, like a video camera and see yourself how you operate during the trading day. So what did you the whole trading day? So if it starts at 6:30 a.m. Pacific and ends at 1 a.m. 1 p.m. Pacific. So maybe you can turn on the camera, put the camera on the stand, and watch yourself how you operate during the trading hours. Maybe you have a trading buddy and you can see them how they trade. Watch other traders. You learn up to a limit. You do learn good outcome for others. So another thing, if you see someone winning or you heard that this trader is making a lot of money, then you're saying they are lucky. So if that is the emotion coming or that's the thought process, you are wrong. That you think that oh, they are winning. So somebody said to me the other day, I was having a lunch, and then this friend of mine, he said, my nephew made $700,000 shorting Carvana. So the immediate there were three of us. So both of us, the two, me and the other person, and so your nephew made 700. Yeah, my nephew made 700,000. Maybe so we said, oh, your nephew got lucky, 700,000 in short. No, yes, yes, yes. The Carvana was just going through the roof, and he said, no, this is too, this expensive stock, and I need to short it, and he short it, and lucky. So so we assigned that his nephew's luck, me and my friend, he made 700,000 to his luck. So I'm just telling you about myself. We said, oh, he got lucky, maybe. What about other trades? He said, yeah, he doing good, but he really made money 700. So he bought a house. He bought a $2 million house. So think about that. And when we win, we say, oh, we are awesome. Good outcome for us. We are awesome. If somebody shorted Carvana and made 700,000, he was lucky. So including me, that's the thought came first. Oh, he got lucky maybe. He shorted Carvana and made 700,000. And when we make money, we are awesome. So think about this. So all this, there's another book called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. So we must believe in luck, for how else can we explain the success of those we don't like? Feeling the successful outcome of others in a negative way has a cost. So we block when we feel the successful outcome of others in a negative way, we have a cost. And the cost is that we don't go deep down to learn, and we don't approach that person to teach us something. Maybe that person has something to teach. If that person is available, maybe we need to reach out to that person. Maybe he can teach something. So we need to reshape our habit. So this is a very good book, The Power of Habit. If you have time to listen to this book. So I listened to the book, I read the book, I have created this slide for you. Another thing, which is which um, creates trouble for us, is the lack of self-compassion. Not only the lack of compassion for others, but the lack of self-compassion for ourselves. So we do like this. When we lose money, we say, I have the worst judgment. How could I be so stupid? What I should have known, shoulda, woulda, coulda, I should have known. I should have known it's coming. And how can I be so stupid? What I was thinking. So all these kinds of questions coming is killing us. So think about it. All kinds of this kind of question coming is killing us. So lack of self-compassion. Instead of saying, oh, how could I be so stupid? Or I should have known it's coming. Don't do that. One time my son used to say, he's 5, but he used to say, oh, I'm so stupid. So I have to fix him, meaning I have to change his thought process. So don't do that. If we are doing it, we are doing it incorrect, with hurting ourselves. How could I be so stupid? I should have known coming, and shoulda, woulda, coulda. Don't do all this. This is hurting us. Here is a slide where some of the problems with the traders. So I'm trying to explain to you. So avoiding to fix ourselves. So fixing ourselves, meaning there are so many inherent problems. So we just um, ignore. We just ignore. We resist. So whatever we are resisting, that is the thing we need to fix. That's the thing. So embracing. So there are certain things which I hate to do, but when I get this feeling that I'm avoiding it, I need to um, be aware of and somehow break that barrier. So break it down into small pieces, just little by little by little by little, and then we overcome that. So fix yourself, resist the temptation not to fix. So fix those problems, not knowing who you are. So this is very big. So only you know who you are. So you're 25, you're 65. You have a family members. You don't have family members close to you. Your profit objective is different. What you're trying to achieve, what else is happening, I don't know. Only you know what is happening. So only you know your financial objective, only you know your limitation. Maybe you're not tech savvy, maybe you cannot even operate your cell phone. So my friend who's my mentor, he's 81, so he's very agile. But he runs, sometimes he run into the issue. So I have to explain to him, John, here is the telegram. This is the way, I have to explain to him, this is the telegram, this is the iMessage. When you see this mail means going to my database. It's not specifically to you. Although it says, Dear John, it's not coming just for you. There are other people reading that email. So he asked me, hey, did you send me that email? So I said, no, not John, not to you. Only there are other thousands of people in the database. I send this. So let's say I send some marketing email. It so happened he reads that. So he say, are you sending me that marketing email? Me? Like, no, 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 John. Made a mistake. It went to my database. My database has thousands of people, and it so happened you receive it. So just ignore it. So 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 I have to explain to him. So know your limitation. So explain, John. Don't worry about it. Here is this is the way. iMessage, this is the way Telegram, this is the email, this is the chat, etc. The other problem we have with the traders are we have is not developing the business plan, not treating the trading as a business. We treat trading as a hobby. So when we treat trading as a hobby, we get the result as a hobby. So in a hobby, if you have a hobby of golfing, maybe you go golfing, sometime you don't go golfing. So it's like that. So business plan on top, based on your financial objective, based on who you are, based on all your limitations. So um, you know, I so y- your financial you may have a big financial objective, but you have a limitation, you cannot achieve that. So based keeping in mind the limitation, keeping in mind your financial objective, keeping in mind who you are, you prepare your business plan. Then under the business plan, you have your trading plan. So don't mix the business plan with the trading plan. The trading plan for that account, it could be a retirement account, it could be a speculation account, it could be an option trading account, it's a stock account, what you're trying to do. So based on that account, based on that objective of that account, you have a trading plan. You don't have time to spend to learn the skills. So they say it's minimum 10,000 hours. So if you take 10,000 hours, so something you can master, something. Um, or you can say, yes, I got this. 10,000 hours. There are 6.5 hours in the day. So 6 hours real learning, 6 hours. So in a day, so 10,000 divided by 6, you get the number of days. Then you say, okay, there are 252 trading days in the year. So how many years I need to take to learn something? So there some magical number of years comes. So so how many hours per day solid, not just looking at the screen and saying, okay, I'm learning. You're learning a little bit by looking at the screen, but the main is you have to really do some serious learning, not maintaining the trading journal. So every trade which opens, open date, close date, why did you take the trade? What was your bet side? What was the outcome? Did you learn something? What were emotions you were going through? What thoughts you were going through? What mistakes you did? What was the cost of the mistake? Psychological damage, financial damage. So all that goes into trading journal. So you can study that. Not paying attention to physical and mental health. So you just not taking care of your exercise. So this was a problem. So I explained to you how you can resist something. So my way, I'm not my way, I'm just giving you my thought. So so I have the Peloton and I have other exercise machine and all that, and I have a gym membership and I have a swimming and everything. But during the market hours, so I can combine some kind of exercise. So I put something outside my office and I say, okay, every 20, 30 minutes break, I do some minor exercise. I can go and turn on the TV in that room, CNBC or Bloomberg. While I'm listening to that, I can do some physical exercise. I need to pay attention to my mental health. So it's, um, you know, pay attention to the mental health. Sometimes due to the circumstances outside, something happening to our family members, we may be getting affected. If we are getting affected and our mental health is not right, all this is not right. Indulging in vices. So if you are indulging in vices, try to reduce it. So I don't know, maybe you smoke, maybe you do marijuana, who knows, you do something else, you party and all that. So all that is contributing towards your success. Not being spiritual. So people say spirituality helps. It helps directly. Not being grateful for what you have. You have 10 fingers. You have 10 fingers in your legs. You can smell, taste, see. So all that, you know, good. Grateful, not contributing to charitable causes. So find um, some way of contributing the time, contributing the money. So it helps. Not realizing how blessed they are. So always be blessed. It contributes. So these are the things you say. Show me some hot tip. Show me some chart which I can make money. So show me some ribbon, like multiple lines. So you can learn that, but this is also important. I'm telling you. More problem, unable to take losses. So if you are unable to take loss, maybe you need to cut down there's nothing wrong with the loss. It's just that your bet size is high. So if your bet size is high, the loss amount is high, and then you cannot take the loss. If you reduce your bet size, you can easily cut that loser trade and then move on. Need to be right, because we have the psychological reason to be right, so we are unable to take the loss. We I showed you last time. I showed you about 9, 10 slides on jumping from one system to another system. So we jump from one trading system to another trading system. We tweak the system, we optimize the system, we abandon the system. So when we are doing abandoning, optimizing, tweaking, there's nothing wrong with that system. It's just that wrong with us. We have not, either that market has failed, so the market is not fit for the system you're using. Maybe you don't have skill to use the system. So you have you maybe your beliefs is not matching with that system, so you adopted somebody else's system, and that person who created, who's teaching you, he teaching you based on certain beliefs, and your belief and his belief is not matching. So when the beliefs are not matching, so whatever he's teaching is not going to your brain. So you see, sometimes you get excited when you see somebody teaching, and then you say, yes, he is making sense, because your belief and his belief match. So when the belief match, then you adopt everything what he is teaching, and you're absorbing it. But when your belief is not matching, then and it's so it's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So you go and tweak the system, you go abundant system, you optimize it, and then you lose faith in the system. So all that is going on because you have certain beliefs which is different. You have not reached that skill level with the person has developed the system. Maybe you don't have the competency, so you lack those. So you need to spend more time in learning a skill, developing the competency, and maybe changing some beliefs. So getting excited, being careless. So we get excited, we become careless, we get excited, and we get excited during the period when the market is just moving. Or we made the money last night, and now today we just wake up and excited to make more money, and that's where we become careless, arrogant, cocky. All that, we create self-deception, and the result is bad. So on the other hand, the top traders, those who are making money consistently, they have certain sets of rules they have developed during the planning process. They're making money consistent. There's a consistency. So every day they're coming to the market and performing, following through the same process. Same process. It's like going to the McDonald's. Doesn't matter if you go to McDonald's in New York. Maybe they have certain different McDonald's. So if you go to McDonald's in New York or you go to in California, they have the same process. So they're playing the game perfectly. Committing a mistake is one more lesson not to be repeated again. So when we make a mistake, even though we make money in the trade, we need to write down that mistake in the journal. So there's a journal for mistake, and then we find out the cause of that mistake and the effect of that mistake. So bigger the cause, the larger is the effect. So we need to understand why we made that mistake. What was the mistake? Why we made the mistake? What was the effect of the mistake? When we go through, we eliminate one by one all those mistakes, our trading improves. Naturally, it improves. Organically, it improves. Knowing what one mistake costs, knowing what one mistake costs. So we need to know what that mistake costs. And did we have a written rule we followed and still made the mistake? Not following a rule is a mistake. So there is a journal we can make where the column, so we can create a column, date of mistake. So you can write the symbol, date of mistake, the type of mistake you did. So whatever type of mistake, you can code your mistake, the financial effect of mistake. So that trade cost you $1,000. Okay, write down the $1,000. You have that mistake written, $1,000. Psychological effect of mistake. What else happened besides financially? What emotions you went through? How long it lasted? And what else when in your life when we committed that mistake, and then the steps to take to mitigate that mistake so you don't do that. Because if you do the same mistake 3 times or more, it's a self-sabotage, and we are wired to self-sabotage. We are wired. So think about it. Our brains are wired to do the self-sabotage. So it's a big job to get rid of the self-sabotage. And at the end, so this is the last line, gratitude. So be grateful for whatever you have. Don't be dissatisfied, jealousy, resentment, not have enough, complain, blame, criticize, negative feeling, um, be grateful, be grateful. So all that contributes towards our trading success. So I conclude here. So thank you for coming, and I'll see you in 2, 3 days. So thank you again. Bye.